Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Good IFLTV.
We're back. Andrew McCart, IFLTV, and I've got to say, Amo Williams, it has been a while, brother, man. There was a time in your career when I was at every single one of your fights, especially at the early years, man. How you been?
Andy, first of all, I'm happy to see you. You're my guy, you know that. IFLTV always show me love, some of my biggest interviews with you guys. And, man, I'm just happy, bro. Like I said, being here in Riyadh is bigger than anything I've ever dreamed of. I'm being honest. I couldn't imagine this. Being from the United States, you know, Saudi Arabia, you only have a small visual of what it might be, maybe from commercials, maybe from things you see online. But to actually be here submerged in this experience, man, I'm excited. I'm happy. Thrilled.
I'm thrilled because it's been a while, like I said, since I've seen I've seen you on TV, obviously, but to be ringside and watch you fight again, and especially against an opponent like Hamzah Shiraz, who, when you've got two undefeated guys who are very, very highly ranked in their division, they've both got knockout power in both hands. I mean, when you put them ingredients together, the fans are in for a treat. How do you see this fight going?
I see this fight being one of the greatest fights in history. I do. I feel like it's going to be a battle of wills. It's going to be a battle of attrition. This will be my first fight where I truly believe it'll be a battle of attrition, and I know where my soul stands with this. I'm willing to give it everything I've got. So if Hamzah comes with that same energy, that's when you get world-changing fights. That's when you get fights. That's when you get era-creating fights. Tommy Hearns versus Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hearns. Things of that nature. I think like this fight has the potential to be that if he comes with the same energy I'm coming with, because I didn't train for this fight to be an easy fight. I didn't say that, never 1 second in my head did I say it's going to be a walkover. I've trained for real war, and I'm ready to show that. But I know that I will be victorious. I know that my will shine through, my soul will shine through in the end, and it will end in the most brutal knockout the world has ever seen by Amo Williams.
Music to my ears. I love when fighters talk like this, and it's great to hear. Hamzah Shiraz, though, there's a lot made of his jab, a great jab, knockout power, his height. How do you navigate all that?
You navigate that is through the training that you've done in camp. My sparring partners have been amazing. I can't say my sparring partners have been nothing short of amazing. In this camp, I really seen the importance and the significance of a sparring partner. The camaraderie was there, but it wasn't any light sparring. We actually were going for it with each other, and I had guys 6'3", 6'4", just so my muscle memory and my mind could get used to seeing someone in front of me that way. I had to be brave. I had to stand up to these guys, slipping shots on the same line, even though they had that long reach and things like that, standing to them, walking them down. And we practiced that at the highest level. And the reason why I did that is because it's what Bruce Lee said. Even in practice and things, you better be practicing as if it's a real-life situation. And we did that. I was down with Kevin Cunningham. He devised a plan. He showed me a few great fighters, a couple fights to highlight in my brain to watch the film. Aaron Pryor versus Arguello. That was a great one. Both of them. You got Tommy Hearns versus Hagler, as I said before. Studied that.
Best 3 rounds in boxing, right?
Best 3 rounds in the history of boxing, things like that. And that's why I say I'm excited for a good fight with Hamzah Shiraz, because I can see the bigger picture plan. I can see the conversation that happens from a great fight with Hamzah. And at the end of the road, what are they going to be saying about my career? Who did I fight? When did I fight them? I fought guys in their prime. I fought young, hungry fighters, top in the world, things like that. That's the story that has to be written. We even have great fighters like Roy Jones Jr., who was so ahead of everybody. It was hard for them to say he had the greatest career just because he was so ahead of everyone. I didn't want that. I wanted to have really, really highly touted hard fights and just run through them. So Hamzah is I'm thankful for Hamzah. To be honest, I'm really grateful for Hamzah Shiraz. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'll show exactly who I am on Saturday night.
This middleweight division right now is wide open. I know you've got your champions in Erislandy Lara, Yana Beck, and I think it's Carlos Adames who's got the WBC, now the WBC champion. But the household name, now that Charlo's gone, that household name, like you mentioned the Haglers, you mentioned the Hearns there, even though they are champions and great champions in their own right, but we need that household name in that middleweight division. You and Hamzah have the potential, especially the winner of this fight, to stamp their authority in this middleweight division. You ready for that?
I'm absolutely ready for that. As I always say, if you look at the boxing history, if you look at the history of this sport, there's ebbs and flows to boxing. There's golden eras, and then there's the in-between. And then there's golden eras, and then there's the in-between. And as you see, we are now entering into another golden era. And the fighters, I feel like, who are developing at this time, at this perfect moment, these are the fighters who are going to arise as the staple fighters, the household names. I believe I'm that. I check all the boxes. Now I'm not a new fighter anymore. I started in 2015. It's 2024. I'm here now. I really feel like I'm blossoming into myself. I'm out of that metamorphosis stage. Now I am who I am. And it's the perfect timing. We got things like this going on, the biggest show. I believe this is going to be the biggest show in boxing history today. I feel like this is something so new, and with 30 years of history to back it, and then Eddie picking his best five, and Frank Warren picking his best five. It has all of the ingredients to be one of the greatest shows in history. So the fighters that erupt in this moment of time will be the global household names. I've been prepared for this since 2019. Being in London multiple times, Madison Square Garden multiple times, MGM Grand multiple times. Dude, I've done so much. I'm known so much, but now to put the talent along with the opposition that my talent is shining through with, I believe that is what's going to give me the notoriety, and it's going to be becoming a household name at the right time. Some people get fame and they get crazy, fanfare and things like that before they really deserve it. And then you see that most of the time ends like a candle in the sun because they don't really deserve to be there. It might have been a viral moment that got them on that playing field, but without the foundation, you don't stay there. I built up from the ground. So now that I'm emerging, it's a very strong foundation under me. Becoming a household name, I'll have a very strong foundation to stay there and to grow in that light. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday night. You'll see me emerge as a household name.
I'm glad you mentioned that rivalry with Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. How much do you know of that, and how much does it add fire to your belly knowing that Frank Warren has made Hamzah Shiraz his captain, given every confidence that he's going to get them double points against you? What does that do for you going into this fight? A little bit added incentive.
Absolutely. It makes me happy. It makes me it makes the fight higher stakes. It makes the training better. It makes everything feel next level. I want to make Eddie happy. I want him to feel like Frank made the biggest mistake that could possibly be made. I have the opportunity to do that, so it gives me so much extra fire. Then I'm ready to show, why that was a mistake. And yes, it's nothing short of motivational for me.
Amo, I will end it on this question. The incentive is there for the 5v5. We've mentioned about being a household name. We've mentioned about the middleweight division right now being wide open, especially with your high ranking in those divisions and in those governing bodies. What is going to happen on Saturday night with the Riyadh fans, the fans live on DAZN and TNT in the UK? What is going to happen on Saturday night?
Well, first and foremost, on Saturday night, you guys are going to see one of the greatest shows in boxing history. And that's me talking from a collective standpoint, from everybody involved. It will be one of the greatest shows in history. Don't miss it. When we talk about Austin Tiger Williams,
I've seen the tail. Don't worry, I get it.
It'll be the most brutal knockout the world has ever seen. It'll be the most brutal knockout the world has ever seen. And it will be an artistic, beautiful performance to get to that point. As you know me, I am an artist. Hamzah got his, he's the artist on this one. Is kind of following my footsteps. But Austin Williams will come, and put on a beautiful, artistic, explosive performance. And not only that, I'm the mechanic now. People don't understand what that's done for me. It's basically like turning a hammer into a drill, man. I have my power tools, I have my man strength, and I'm going to show it. I'm a completely different level, and I'm ready to just blow the minds of all the human beings on this planet.
Amo, it's been an absolute pleasure to see you again. It's been a while, and I cannot wait for Saturday night. No doubt I'll catch you throughout the week, but thanks very much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.